Hello and welcome to another video in this series, R Simplified. So in the last video, we were able to conclude maths in R, and today we are moving into something exciting, strings. Strings are just text, characters that you store, things like your name, your address, your phone number, description, details, comments, feedback. So you use string most of the time. So it's one of the data storage or data representation or data types that you definitely get to use most of the time. So what do they look like? To write a string is basically as easy as saying, let's say we were writing a string of name. Either you have it in a double quote or a single quote. They both represent a string. But then you should be careful not to have a double quote and one of the double quotes inside of this. This makes it looks as if you are doing a multiple line comment. So I will explain that when we get to that point. So let's present a string until we just want to write our name. So we have few methods that belong to the string. A method is a member of the class or a function in the class that performs a particular task in that class. It might not make sense now, but as you go forward, it's going to make sense. Just see method as just functionalities. For example, your hand has different method. You can wave, you can punch, you can eat, you can make a fist, you can clap your hands. They are all different functionalities of your hand. So your hand is an object, and those are the method of the object. Same idea in the world of object-oriented programming. So let's go ahead. One of the first things we are going to check is, of course, the length. Most of the time, you always want to count how many characters are in this, how many characters are in that. Probably you had some sort of constraint that needs to be met for you to perform some operations. So if I go ahead and say I want to print, let me just call it counter. I want to count the number of characters in that. I can just call this counter and assign it to, you can see, number of character in name. Is that easy? So how many characters do we have in that particular string called name? If I call out counter, counter not found again, let's run this and be sure we have it in our object, and we have counter as well. You can see it's already telling us that I can see six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you say the number of characters in that counter is 6. So that means we have six elements in that particular, or six items in this particular list. So whenever R sees this double quote or he sees a single quote, it treats it as a list, as a list. So let's move forward. Now you want to do a couple of things when you are doing your data cleaning or data wrangling. You want to capitalize text, you want to change text to small letters, you want to do a title class and caps title and all of these things. So we are going to cover a few of it, but then you should know whatever you are using, whatever tool, whatever programming language it is, there's always a documentation for it somewhere. So that's why I encourage you not to cram anything or hold anything up there so that you can give rooms to learn other things. You can always go to your browser, search for documentation, see the documentation, see what they are doing, and from there you could just understand what a particular thing is doing and use it. So basically, you are going to use the to upper. From the word to upper, it should make a little bit sense to us. If I just want to have a variable that says uppercase, mind you, I'm using a snake naming convention in programming language. Whenever you have a letter and an underscore and another letter, another word, it's a snake naming convention. So I want to convert that to upper. What do you want to convert to upper? I want to convert name to upper. If you see the pattern now, we call the method and we pass an argument inside of the method. So arguments are the things you present into it at the point of call, while parameter is at the point of definition. When we get to function, we are going to cover all of those things. And if I call uppercase, again, just got used to Python. So now you can see this uppercase is returning the upper version. This is the normal name that we have. This is the uppercase of the name Elijah, just by calling uppercase. Same idea. By now, you know the drill. In lower, you could easily say lower case. And lower case, we are going to assign it by calling to lower. When you call to lower here for this, it should take the name and automatically, even before we run, you can see it already in our object is coming to lower, but let's just run for running sake and lowercase. So you can see we are having this now, Elijah in output, because this is lowercase. So another thing that we should look at is um, the str split. This is very, very important, and it helps you build some solid logic when it comes to method and strings in R. Let's assume you're doing something that has to do with email address, and for some reason you want to strip usernames out of email address or strip domains out of email address to do analysis. Which of the domain do our users register emails with the most, or what kind of usernames to do sentiment analysis, to do all sorts of analysis that you want to do in the future. So let's have an example that we have our email. Now, our email happens to be a string or a character that says code with T at gmail.com. It's just a made up email address. So, this email address consists of a few parts. Normally, whenever you see a data type, you see a problem generally, try to look at it and break it down into sub problems and see how you can build it up into solutions. So, we want to strip this. Whatever email you are using, email provider, either Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, Gmail, Microsoft Mail, whatever kind of mail it is, something is always coming up. Something is similar to all of them, which is this at symbol. So we can use that at symbol to build something awesome to split. So I can just split my entire email. I'll call it splitted mail. I want this my splitted mail to call the str split. The str split method on what am I calling it? You can see it's already popping up telling me that str split, you can call it on a variable and put the kind of splitter that you need. So I'll call a variable called email, and I want to split the email by what? By the at symbol. So whatever you are splitting, the item you are using to split or the character you're using to split, you pass it as an attribute. Then you can pass part of the argument you pass is what you want to split and what you want to split, what you want to use to split, or is split with or split by, whatever the case may be. So now, if I go ahead and print splitted email again, just trying to move because of this video. splitte mail. So splitted mail. Can you see what's going on here? At my output now, look at the email, code it t at gmail.com, but look at the splitted mail. It gave me one of this and one of that. So that means splitted email somehow returns with an array, a one-dimensional array that consists of two different elements. So it has been splitted into two for me. I can go ahead and say, oh, okay, that's good. So I want my user name to be my splitted email from my one-dimensional array. I want to take probably the first item. So you can see this, my username automatically becomes code with. Same pattern. From my, I want to take my domain. My domain will be from my splitted email. Let me just copy this on this video to end in a little while. We plan not to make our videos long. I want to take my second item. So now I'm using the index of R, and indexing in R, unlike other languages, begins from 1. You can see. So I can go ahead and do this. Um, Paste. Okay, we have a paste here. So let's just talk about paste at the same time. We use it for concatenating. So paste, I go ahead and say username, and you go ahead and say domain. So somehow this is my username and this is my domain. You can see I no longer have the @ sign, domain and username. That's basically what the splitting is doing. Splits a text or a character into an array, and then you can reach the items one after the other. Then we have this option that helps us to search. Let me call it search it just for some reason. It's called grepl method. The grepl method takes something. You can see it said I take what I want to search for and from where I am searching. So let's pass that and see. I want to search for letter T in my email. So this, I guess, should return a true or a false. It should return a Boolean value to us at the end of the day. So this should return a Boolean value, either a true or a false for us, as the case may be. So we look for a capital T, and for a fact, we have a capital T in our email, and it returned true. If we try looking for what we don't have in our email address, let's see, it returns false. So that's what this guy do. Just search and return based on what we can see. I'll just finish checking pastes that we use for concatenation most of the time. Then finally, we have the escape characters. A backslash is an escape character. Slash n means new line. Slash r means slash t means tab. I practically don't know what all of them means, but of course there's a documentation for them. But mostly you're going to use slash, then pass a value to it. A slash slash means you want to escape a particular backslash and show it. Let's just quickly to one print this string I slash n here. So I expect to see this print out and print here on the next line. Okay, so this is bringing it out the way it is. Paste. So it turns out we need to use the cat function for that guy to take effect, since it's more like a concatenate. So you can see I am, then it takes a slash n and gives us here. We have a slash n and we have today as well. So I am here today. So just slash n is a new line and all that. So we can take a quick recap now. We'll talk about string operations and method, understood what string is, talk about this guy that splits string and returns an array, then all the escape characters. You can only check your documentation for all of this and the paste method. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about booleans and control structure. See you in the next video.